What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another exclusive interview with PW Mania. I am your host, Scott Mitchell, and joining me today is Ariane Andrew, formerly known as Cameron. How are you doing today?
Okay, wait, Scott, we're gonna have to start that intro again because it's Ariane.
Uh, yeah,
No, it's okay. For some reason, people always butcher it, but it's okay. We good, we Gucci, we gonna keep it pushing.
well, it's a pleasure to have you here, and I do appreciate your time as always. And I wanted to start from the beginning and talk about Pound Town a little bit, your newest venture that just had its first show on October 12th, which is actually my birthday, so I take a little pride in that. But what's it like to like form that promotion?
Well, first off, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
And I just want to tell everybody you definitely want to wait to the very end of this interview because I do have a special surprise. So just had to put that out there. But wow, I mean, so the question was, how was it to do PTW, or how did it come about? Yeah, I mean, long story short, I guess you could just say there was like a small little idea that I had that ended up becoming something way bigger than I expected. Pretty much the whole process of wanting to do PTW was bring something different to the independent circuit. A lot of times I feel like it's very spot driven. So bringing storylines, local talent in California who have not been seen and heard, giving them that opportunity to be seen and be heard, and just doing something very different. I mean, when have you ever gone to a wrestling show at a club? So it's like bringing something that allows the world of Hollywood, because the world of Hollywood's not, it's Hollywood. So people not that big, huge fan base of wrestling fans. But I feel like when you bring in the wrestling, you bring in the entertainment, you bring in the club, it's just giving you something so different. So no matter even if you don't watch wrestling, it's something that you want to come and watch, which just to see the crowd was so lit. And to see how they interact and how all the talent really played their part, because even if they didn't watch wrestling, they knew who the heel was and who the babyface was. So that was just such an awesome experience.
Definitely. And something I found really interesting about it is it was definitely a wrestling show, but it felt like more like a party at times, which was awesome, which is probably the best way to describe it because I know you said there was an open bar, there was drinks, and it just was a fun time in general. So how did you decide that you wanted to make it more of a unique type of party feel as opposed to just going to a show and sitting in the stands and just watching like wrestling?
I mean, no matter what, I feel like in any sport, you have more of a good time when it's live, because the crowd and the whole nine. But it was just again trying to bring another different element. There's never been anything like this. I know that I've heard that they're kind of doing something like this in Japan, but as far as like in the States, again, it's just opening up the crowd. I feel like sometimes the crowd, the wrestling demographic is very different again from like the whole Hollywood world. So it's like, why not be able to bring both worlds together, but make it like just a complete different, unique experience. And just to hear a lot of the talent say every wrestling show should feel like this. That's when I know like this, I'm onto something because again, it's different. And yeah, I mean, people in LA, they love to party. So it's like, why not bring the best of both worlds?
Definitely. And that's, I think, one of the most fun parts about watching it is like it doesn't feel like a regular indie show, which I love the indies. I love indie wrestling and it's terrific. But watching PTW, it feels like you're just getting more out of it, which is awesome to see.
Absolutely. Like I think about these independent shows, they charge about the same amount of money. So it's like I'm, keeping something that's on the same level price wise, but you're getting so much more. And I feel like that's what brings people back. It's like, wow, um, when people be like, I felt like you over delivered, which is awesome. You know what I mean? That people feel like the money that they spend, because people work hard for their money, you know what I mean? And I feel like with anything that I've ever put my hands on, whether it's, hiring people or putting on a show, making an award-winning short film, I want people to leave that experience being like, wow, that was an experience. That was something fun. And I want to tell people about it. And I want to, yeah, come back.
Definitely. And at the first show, you actually got to wrestle Sonny Kiss, who is just absolutely incredible. What was
Yes.
it? What was that match like for you and working with Sunny?
So initially, I didn't announce that I was wrestling. I wanted to kind of keep it a surprise. But when I reached out to Sunny and I knew that I wanted to when I finally made the decision I was going to get back into the ring, I was like, what? Like I couldn't think of anybody better. So I mean, respectfully, I felt like it's one of these moments like I've always wanted to wrestle Sunny, and with me creating my own you know own wrestling show, own promotion, it's like, well, this is the whole reason why I'm doing this, because girl, you get to do what the hell you want to do. Like you get to rock to the beat of your own drum. And just working with Sunny was so awesome, especially because she's like, I feel like a big thing of what's been missing is that with you is that you're so capable of doing stuff. Like I see how you work in the ring, you're so athletic, but it's just having that comfortability with someone that that you can trust and telling you like you got this. And so just having like, her pushing me and telling me like you got this, you're the one second guessing yourself and you just need the right person to push you. It was a pleasure to work with her.
Definitely. And coming up, I need to ask, coming up in the future, is there anyone specific that you really would love to work with, or anyone like that you would love to see at PTW?
I mean, it's hard because there's certain people I think of who are, signed, and it's like, I think of some certain people in WWE, but I'm like, they can't do that because it's very specific. I mean, I've always said this, and I'll say it before. I feel like Trent and I, aka Naomi, still have like a moment that people want to see of doing something together. So I would definitely love to see how we can like make some things happen for sure.
Definitely. And, I did want to talk a little bit about your time in WWE. Your debut as a Funkadactyl working with Naomi, now Trinity. What was
Mhm.
it like working with her and forming the Funkadactyls, and just how did that all come about?
So back in FCW, I don't know if people know this, we had like came up with like a BAPS type of gimmick, like the movie BAPS. It was very ratchet, and we always just kind of had like the this synergy together. So she was already up on the road but hadn't made her debut, and everything just kind of like fell together with Brodus, us, and dancing. Even though I was like, wait, I'm gonna be doing what? I mean, no matter what, it was a scary experience because I'd only had 3 months of training. So I'm like, if I'm gonna wrestle, Jesus, please help me. I'm gonna dance. Okay, I was never a professional dancer, so anything. Then they told me I may host. So at the time, sorry, be a ring announcer. So at the time, I'm like, no matter what's being thrown at me, I'm not ready for this. But in life, sink or swim, and just having Trin as my partner in crime, and her having the dance experience, her being such a phenomenal athlete, I felt comfortable. She's like, it's so funny. I'm older than her by a little bit, but I always say like she's like my bigger sister. So yeah, I mean, working with Trin was a great experience because I felt at ease when we had to make our debut of like working with someone who is just a very sweet, genuine, and amazing person.
Definitely. And Trinity recently won the Impact Knockouts Championship, soon to be TNA Knockouts Championship, which
Mhm.
so happy about that. But what's it like just for you to see that, and like how proud of you, I guess, are you of her?
It's so amazing. And I've said this before, timing is everything, It's just so great to see her, flourishing and rocking to the beat of her own drum and finally getting that opportunity I think everybody's been waiting for. So to see her doing that, I'm so freaking proud of her. Like it feels like a really proud moment for me of like just knowing her journey, knowing that it's like, wow, like it took this long, but at the end of the day, time is everything. And sometimes we want things at the time we want them, but it's not meant for us to have it. So now seeing her get her moment, this was the time.
Definitely. And I need to ask, is there any thoughts on ever a reunion between you two, whether it be in a singles match or teaming up again?
Well, like I said before, I definitely would love to I would definitely love to see us team, but then I also want to see us like go at it. Just
Uh,
because of like our personalities and just the history that we have. So, again, time means everything. Never say never. I mean, I in a million years wouldn't have thought I would have created PTW, and like, who would ever thought she would be over at Impact, you know?
Definitely. So, unfortunately, and sometimes fortunately, you did get released from WWE, but it looks like it led to a lot of bigger and better things for you, like such as starting PTW and such as, finding more of like what you really love in the sport. But what can you tell me about what that release was like and what it was like looking ahead?
So, it was a catch-22 situation for the simple fact at the time I had given up my spot on the main roster just for this. I just felt I wasn't seasoned enough. Having 3 months of training was just not enough. And I felt like as the division was growing, I wanted to be a force to reckon with. So it was that scary moment of being like, they're like, if you do this, there's an opportunity you may never come back. But I was willing to take that risk because I was like, for me, it's worth it. I want to get better. I want to prove to not even to anyone else, but prove to myself that I know I'm more than capable of being a star in this company. And ultimately, it led to me getting released. But it was like a catch-22 because it was like I was up and it was like this dangle of what's going to happen next and not really knowing what the next step was. So it was like a moment, but also like a sad moment because I felt like I never got to fully do what I think I was capable of doing in the company.
Definitely. And
Yeah.
so looking ahead for you though, what is next for you? Do you have any future plans or future goals or opponents that you'd love to square off with?
Yeah, so on top of doing wrestling, you know, I always ventured out and done other things. Like that's why I say call myself the queen of all trades, like my music, which by the way, that is out now called Queen. Also the explicit version Queen Babbage that everyone can stream right now. It's actually the music, my entrance music I came out to at PTW. And yeah, music, you know, my fitness app, Double A Academy, which gets you not only into physical shape, but mental shape, my award-winning short film, and continuing with PTW. The plan is to have another show at the end of January. We want to start bringing in some titles. And as well as there may be like something very exciting happening with that that people are going to have to stay tuned for. But things are definitely moving in the right direction with that. So I definitely, even though I have my other side things, I want to really shift my focus on expanding PTW and really making that a force to be, a force. What is it? What is the word? Yeah, I guess making it like a force to be reckoned with. I don't even know if that's the right saying, but
That sounds
yeah.
But you also did touch upon the fact that you are making music now. How did that come about for you? And can we look forward to more music soon in the future?
So, it's crazy because I don't consider myself a musician. I'm the type of person, if I have a passion for something, regardless if people like it, dislike it, or whether it, succeeds or doesn't, I'm just a person of like going after my dreams. I'm like, if it's something I like, I'm going to do it because my biggest saying is I never want a dream to live at the cemetery. And what I rather do is try something and maybe it didn't work out exactly how I thought because it's so funny. What I've noticed, especially the internet, people will have so much shit to say about certain things, but I'm like, to me, I respect anyone who has the balls to go out there and chase after something they want, no matter the outcome. So for me, we'll see if more music comes along. I just wanted something fresh, something that since I was already dabbling in music, I'm like, well, what a perfect time. I'm making my in-ring return. Why not have my own music? Which also, too, by the way, we haven't discussed. The pay-per-view is out for PTW. So if people want to watch the show, it is on www.poundtownwrestling.com. Great show. And also, yeah, just also to support the talent, like, support the new talent. And also, I want to add, if you get the pay-per-view, because I have not released my music video, people get the exclusive to my music video as well.
Definitely. And I believe in the beginning of the interview, you had mentioned to stay tuned for the end for a little special surprise that you had.
Yes, so the special surprise is if you stay to the very end, which I hope you did, then you get a 15% discount code for the pay-per-view, which is PW Mania 15. So PW Mania 15, you type that in, you get 15% off. So yeah, and by the way, it's worldwide, and just because the pay-per-view already aired, it will be up forever. So go check it out.
Definitely. And so one final question. Do you have a message that you could give to anyone watching this who might be a fan of yours or now just discovering Pound Town Wrestling as well?
Yes, I my message is I my favorite quote, never let a dream leave the cemetery. But also, when you're focused, driven, and resilient, the sky has no limits. I literally think about how I had this small idea for PTW, and it felt at the time impossible to wear so many hats, put together a show, burn, any fires that were coming, burning the fire. I mean, sorry, putting out the fires that were burning, and then trying to train to get back in the ring while also doing music and the whole nine. And it was just like, how is this going to even be possible? But it just goes to show, like, yes, there's going to be things in life that you want to achieve that are going to have its ups and downs, frustration, things that are not going to work out. Just like, for instance, the pay-per-view wasn't working the day that it was supposed to air. Um, and this is the thing, like, you're going to go through trials and tribulations, but if you're passionate about it and you really love it, it's all worth it. It's all worth it at the end. So if you have a dream, go after it, and be resilient no matter what. And no matter the outcome, whether it's a success or it's not, go out there and do it, because you're going to be so proud of yourself.
Definitely. And it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you so much and lots of luck for Pound Town and all of your future ventures.
Thank you so much, Scott. Oh, wait, by the way, guys, follow me across the board at Ariane Andrew, Stream Queen, and also follow Pound Town Wrestling across the board except for Twitter. This is PTW.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.